Good morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever it happens to be, where you are when you watch this. My name is Joseph Morrison, and I am the founder and CEO of Razor Sharp Consulting, and also the founder of the Nonprofit Connections community. Our purpose in this segment today is to highlight nonprofits that are doing good and to provide exposure to their awesome work. Today, we have with us Ms. Rizwana from the Soul Foundation. Their mission is to eliminate hunger and provide access to fresh water through education. Welcome to the program. It's good to have you here.
Thank you, Mr. Morrison.
So why don't we start off by having you tell us a little bit about your organization, your mission, sort of what inspired its founding, why are you doing what you do?
The SOL Foundation is the Seed of Life Foundation. So what we do is provide education in a global aspect of it. When we actually do is partner with the local organizations or charities in that part of the world, and then provide them proper education, resources, and funding in order to so they can take it to their community and provide that education, as well as understanding the importance of environment. Then what we do is plant school gardens or community gardens, which is 99% of edible. So it's fruits and vegetables only, and then they can actually reuse that. Once it grows, they can put it in the market. They can so everybody in the community has access to it at no cost. And for the water, we try to do is build the water foundations or the water borough in that part of the world, especially Africa, where they have access to the fresh water on daily basis.
Okay, and so do you have a specific area where you do this work, or is it all over the world?
We do all over the world, but our emphasis is in Africa,
Oh,
especially
okay.
in Kenya. So in certain parts of Kenya, in rural parts of it, they don't have access to electricity, they don't have access to the transportation or even education, basic amenities. So we try to do is we have a team over there as partners, or collaborative partners. They go into those communities and provide that resources, that kind of education. And
Wonderful.
then we have partnered with partners in India, where they have very limitations education, especially for women or girls. So that's where they go and provide that education and resources. And then we plant gardens where they have access to it.
See, okay. Well, what would you say is your distinguishing feature? What sets you apart from other organizations like yours?
One thing that I would definitely like to say is we don't go to the organizations, we collaborate with them in an equal partnership. So we
Okay.
don't take over the organizations. We partner with the organizations that align with us, that want to help out in a way that communities understand, because all the communities, there are over 10,000 languages, there are over 100,000 cultures.
Yeah.
We all do differently, and what we do in the United States is not necessarily done the same way or even taught the same way in those part of the world. So we do not do that. We connect with those organizations that know how to communicate, that know their language or their dialect or their culture, and then they in turn learn from us and they take it back to the community and teach them in their way.
Okay. Now, could you describe maybe a project that you've got going on now or something impactful that you're doing that maybe you're undertaking currently, and tell us a little bit about how that worked and maybe what some of your challenges and successes were?
Okay, can I give a story about what we faced during the COVID? Would that be
Sure.
okay?
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay, we had a project. We weren't even initially going to go on a global phase. We wanted to do something in United States,
Okay.
in Illinois part. And during COVID, because of lockdown, we got uh, invited in Africa. So we did a partnership with one organization in Africa, in Kenya. Online, we provide them an education, and we didn't know what to expect. And it was our first project, which we did, and we spent 6 months with them online on daily basis, providing education, training. and then they took it back to the community. And today we are partnered with them, and we have over 10,000 plants that we planted together. And we have a water foundation, like a water access to the fresh water that we're still working on because of maintenance. And it was challenging, but the community, when we talked to them, it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. We wanted to give up a long time ago, but the way the kids came, now we're partnered with around 100 schools over there in the
Wow.
community schools. And all the schools have one thing, that you are providing us food. You're providing us hope. You're providing the future for something that we could never even expect. So this is something that we really loved, and we realized that um, there was a void for that, and that it was us that we became part of that.
Sure. Well, that sounds fantastic. You made some great progress there. And you've already touched a little bit about how you collaborate with others, right? You
Yes.
told us about that. But what I'm interested in knowing is if there are other organizations that maybe you still want to partner with, what types of organizations you might be looking for. That might be in our Facebook group, might be somewhere else. Are there specific types of organizations that you seek out?
Our main goal, as we stated earlier, is to end hunger. But we don't want to do the work. Like, we can't go to be part of the countries or part of the world and just say, hey, this is how to do it.
Mhm.
Because again, the laws change, the government changes, everything changes. So what we want to do is provide it sustainably, so the organizations or communities understand the importance of the education, the fundamental environment and how important it is, as well as cohabitation with the wilderness. And
Okay.
those are our goals, because a lot part in Africa they used to do is not only um, do the deforestation, but the main job of the communities was take the branches or the tree trunks and burn them, and
Okay.
then use it for industrial aspect of work. So this
Right.
was the only way for them to survive. So what we are trying to do is now do reforestation, plant the trees, and take care of it, but provide them with other skills. Those communities with other skills, so they're not hanging loose, or being starved, because that's our goal is to make sure that they are taken care of, but in a way that is sustainable for them, not
Sure.
to depend on anyone. So our goal, when we align with the partners, we make sure that they have a similar concept, or at least a similar goals to us. That
Sure.
they want, the education is the biggest one, helping communities that are underserved or underprivileged. So those are the things that we that we outline before we partner with them. And before we partner with, we have a lot of meetings with them. We have a
Right.
lot of we get to know them on a partnership level.
Sure, sure. So it sounds like, environmental groups, educational groups, organizations like that, you would love to be able to connect with. Does that sound about right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing that. Now tell me a little bit about what you see maybe as some of your biggest challenges that are out there. Or maybe not challenges, maybe we want to call them opportunities, right? Things
Right.
that are out there that are facing the nonprofit sector as a whole today, maybe that you're encountering. And tell us how you're adapting to those changes and challenges, those opportunities that might be out there.
You're absolutely right. We, as a nonprofit organization, we see them as challenges. But as you stated, they're not only challenges, they're actually equal opportunities.
Mhm.
And our world currently, the time that we live, it's very unpredictable. Each day is very unpredictable. Because as we see, because of internet, that we're all connected. Each part of the world, we're all connected, and we're integrating. People believe it or not, understand it or not, but if it affects one part of the world, it affects the whole world.
Sure, sure.
So we are facing inflation, economical crisis, all kinds of challenges. So I believe, at least for us, the hardest challenge or opportunity is getting out there, acknowledging what we do, uh, breaking that barrier that, hey, you know what, yes, I'm not doing that project right now or right in this part of the world. I am doing this project outside of the project, outside of the United States. But you know what, it will help us. Why? Because it will bring their economy stronger. It will bring help us in the long run. So it's not
Sure.
a short-term aspect of it. We have to think as more long-term of it. And I think people, it's a challenging part, as well as getting funding is challenging equally.
Well, that's going to be my next question too. How do you approach fundraising, and what are some of the needs that you've got now related to funding and donors and that kind of thing?
We heavily depend on grants. We do a lot
Okay.
of grant writing. We do a lot of, as I said, collaborative partnership, but on a financial aspect as well. We approach businesses, um, corporations, and we provide them with information what we do. And those are the things that we are continuing to work on to learn how it goes. And it's a learning process because each grant is different, each organization is different. So that is what we are currently learning and doing and going along with that.
Okay. So looking ahead, what are some of your goals and aspirations for the future? What do you see yourselves becoming in the future? How do you see yourself impacting the world?
I don't know about how impacting the world because that's a big. Once again, we are living in a very daily changing environment, but I definitely would like to see in the long run, the SOL Foundation will be sustainable to help out as many organizations on a global base that are empowering local communities in their area in the long run, and providing women, especially individuals with disability, men that are uneducated for whatever reason, helping those individuals, empower them, sustainable their skills, and be they're ready to um, I guess to say, be able to help themselves in a way that it can profit or it could help the communities that they are in.
Okay. Is there anything else, maybe anything special you want others to know about your organization that maybe we haven't covered today?
Please visit SOL Foundation website and feel free to donate and make a change.
Okay. And how would they do that? Where would they go? What kind of contact information would you like to share with our viewers?
Well, we will have a website with you. I'll send you the website.
Okay.
You
And,
are
and
we have
it'll be listed under this video too as well.
as well. Thank you. We are on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. You guys are welcome to do that. We also are also on PayPal. And you can, if you have any questions, feel free to email us, connect us through email.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thanks for spending time with me today and highlighting your important work. I really appreciate it. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much. You have a great
Absolutely.
day.
Absolutely. And thank you all for honoring us with your viewership, those that are out there watching this now. And until next time, please stay blessed.